Okay folks, so I promised that I was going to put together some more complex drills for our more experienced students to try, and that's what this video is about today. So this is from Meyer's first longsword device, okay? So this is the sequence of moves that Meyer, Joachim Meyer, M-E-Y-E-R. I always get my pronunciations wrong, so that's the guy I'm talking about. The art of combat, this Kunstsuspected, okay? So, this is his first device with a long sword, in which he's dealing with, it would seem to be dealing with how to do it as that standard cut coming from a right-handed fencer from on high. It's coming into your upper left corner. The most obvious and natural attack with the sword from a right-handed fencer, okay? And how do we deal with that, okay? So I'm going to read the text to you first. The text will be in the description bit below the video as well, and then we're going to go through it. One thing I would like to clarify though is I'm only dealing in this video with the first and third paragraph of this device. The reason being the middle section of the device we cannot really do on our own. You need your opponent with you because it involves pressing of the arms and the likes. It's just not practical to do. But the first paragraph and the third paragraph we can actually do as a fairly functional solo cutting drill. Okay, so in the onset come into the right change, that's Vexel. Take heed as soon as he pulls up his sword from stroke, and quickly slash through upward before him, and cut in with a thwart from your right at the same time as him. Now thwart, this is, we don't use this term normally in the club, we use zwerkau or zwerk. They're the synonymous, they're the same thing. A thwarting cut or a thwart is the same as a zwerkau, so we're talking that horizontal cut, okay? So, and cut in with a thwart from your right at the same time as him. In the cut, step well to his left side. If he sends his cut straight to your head, then you will hit him with a thwart to his left ear. But if you see that he does not cut straight to your head, but turns his cut with the long edge against your thwart to parry, then before it touches, i.e. before his parry makes contact with your blade, cut quickly with a long thwart at his right ear. Step at the same time with your left foot well around to his right. Now you have laid on with two thwart cuts to both sides, opposite each other. This you take from the first section of this treatise. I'm going to read the middle paragraph for you all so that we all have completion, but you will quickly see why I don't include it in our solo drill. After this onset, if you wish to proceed further in the middle work, that would be in the Krieg when the blades have met, okay? Then the second section helps you thus. If he strikes around from your sword to the other side, then chase him with a slice on his arm. Push him from you with the forte of your blade or with the shield with a jerk. While he is faltering from the push and has not yet recovered, then go rapidly up with crossed arms and strike with the short edge over his right arm at his head, and this, as I have said, before he recovers from the push. Now, if he should recover and slip upwards to his parry, then let your sword fly back away and deliver a thwart to his left ear with a back step on your left foot. We're not going to include that in the drill. I personally feel that it's something that's very difficult to do as a solo drill, and also in the confined quarters most of us are in. I know many people might have gardens that they can go outside into, weather permitting. I have a very small garden. I can just about swing a sword in. Anybody who's been under slashing or hack and slash knows this. But there are people who are training us who are in much smaller homes that don't have gardens, that are living in apartments, that don't have this access. So we're not going to include this. But we are going to include the last bit. So the middle section was what to do if he strikes away from your sword after you've done your two zwerkaus. If he does not go away or strike around, but remains with the slice or long edge on him. So in other words, if he doesn't react after you've done your two zwerks and your blade is still on him, let's assume he's managed to maybe parry it in some way, so he's not dead, but doesn't do a counter on you, okay? So, but remains with the slice or long edge on him. Then reverse your sword so that the short edge comes on his. Wrench his sword to your right side, then let your weapon snap around in the air so that your hands come back crosswise up over your head, and strike with the short edge at his head as before he recovers from the wrenching. Afterwards, step back with your left foot and deliver a horizontal middle cut with a long edge from your right at his neck, and as soon as it clashes, then draw away to his right with high strokes. So, what does that mean? We're going to go through it slowly, step by step, with explanations so you can practice it. In the onset, come into the right change, and take heed as soon as he pulls up his sword from the stroke, and quickly slash through upward before him, and cut with a thwart from your right side at the same time as him in the step, cut well to his left side. So in the onset, come into the right chain. So this is the right chain, it's Vexel, okay, the change here. So they're saying in the onset, when my opponent is coming at me with a sword, we haven't come into each other's match yet, I'm coming into him like this. And as soon as he basically raises his sword to come with a strike, I immediately slash upwards and strike with a thwart. So as soon as he's bringing his sword in any aggressive overhead, that classic right-handed from the right shoulder cut down, I'm bringing my sword up, slashing upwards, okay? I'm doing this to cover. As his sword is coming, I'm doing this to cover, and I immediately strike with a thwart to his left ear. So a short edge cut, okay? What I'm doing with this, and it says this, if he sends his cut straight to your head, then you will hit him with the thwart to his left. So if he comes at me, brings the sword back, and comes straight to cut down, I come up, and I cut. Now we are transitioning, well, sort of transitioning. I'm in thumb grip in the Vexel guard, so I come up. When they say slash upwards, I interpret it more not like as a short edge cut, or even with the sword coming up with the flat, okay? So I'm coming up, and then because I'm in the thumb grip again, immediately my left hand on the palm is doing all the work, transition and rotate into my Zwerkout, or thwart strike as the text calls it. And I'm stepping well off with my right foot, step well off to his left is what it says. And if he had just come straight down me in the attack, I'm going to parry his strike on my sword here, and I've clocked him at the same time in the head. Okay? Which is what it says. But the next bit in the same paragraph. But if you see he does not cut straight to your head, but turns his cut with the long edge against your thwart to parry, then before it touches, cut quickly with the long thwart at his right ear. Step at the same time with your left foot well around to his right. So I'm in Vexel, I've come up to parry, I come around to Zwerk. He doesn't cut but changes to try and parry my Zwerk. And as soon as I see that change, I immediately, so as soon as my foot hits the ground, oh crap, I step around and I Zwerk to the other side. So, again, I'm coming up to parry, I Zwerk, no, and I come around to the other side. Two deep as we can indoors, steps to the right and to my left, okay? Now you'll have laid on with two thwart cuts to both sides, opposite each other. This take from the first section of this treatise. We're going to skip the middle paragraph and go on to the third. If he does not go away or strike around, but remains with a slice or long edge on him, then reverse your sword so that your short edge comes on his. Wrench his sword to your right. So we're now up here. We were here, we're now up here. If he does nothing, but his sword is up at me and a parry, then what they're saying is reverse your sword in the short edge. So I'm coming around, my sword is like this. So your short edge is on him. Okay? Reverse your sword so that your short edge comes on his. Wrench his sword to your right side. So I was here, I'm winding my sword and wrenching down. I'm pulling his sword down to my right side to pull him down and expose him. Okay? Oh, there it is. Okay? Then let your sword snap around in the air so that your hands come back together crossways over your head. So snap and then boom. Coming straight back up. Okay? And it also then says, and strike with the short edge at his head before he recovers from the wrenching. So I was in my ox guard from my Zwerk. I twist my sword, wrench down, snap back up, and then snap back up again. So I snap back up, hands crosswise over the head. I interpret that to be this. My hands are crossed over the head. That's actually the long edge, and it says it was short. So we're doing another strike for measure. Okay? And you might think, well, this is kind of awkward, but the next thing we're doing, okay? Afterwards, step back with your left foot and deliver a horizontal cut with the long edge from your right at his neck. So from here, I'm stepping back, horizontal middle cut around with the long edge. And as soon as it clashes, then draw away to his right with high strokes. So I was here, I step around to do a cut, dropping his sword down because he doesn't want to get hit in the neck. And as soon as he parries, I bring it around and I cut to high to his right. So, looking at that again, from the end of the first section of the device, I'm in ox. I bring my sword down and I wrench, snap back up, step back, cut, and cut. Okay? being mindful of everything. So putting these first and second or third paragraphs of the device together, it is as follows, starting off in Wechsel, coming around, I Zwerk, stepping well off, Zwerk, stepping well off, snap down, come back up, Zwerk, cut and cut. And we're going to do it with the mop handle. To prove that we don't need a sword to do sword fighting. Starting off in Wechsel. So if I'm in Wechsel, there's my long edge. My sword looks like this. I don't want this red bit up here. Why? Because that would be not Wechsel, it would be Schrankenhut. Different guard, barrier guard. Okay? We're in the change guard. Okay? So long edge is here. Coming up and I come around. Stepping off, cut to the other side. Rotate the sword, short edge comes down. Note the way as I'm doing this, you can see, folks, the tape is up exactly as it would be. Comes around, up, and up. This is the disadvantage of the mop. Up, and then stepping back, cut to the neck, and cut around. So from the top, don't worry, no one's going to see that little mistake. Coming up, cut, stepping well off, cut, wrench down, come up, cut around, step back, a horizontal long edge cut to the neck, and then cut back around. Give them a go. Let us know what you think. I hope you are doing okay. Stay safe. Try and keep a bit of mental focus. This self-isolation is difficult. Hopefully these videos are helping. And everybody remember to wash your hands.